You also would be great for doing an ASMR.
I've gotten that,
yeah.
but I'm scared of that.
It's a moneymaker, darling. It is.
Hi, this is Once Watch Chef's Choice.
And that was a chair scoot.
Hi, this is Once Watch Chef's Choice. I'm Abby Kenna, joined by Jazz.
Hi.
And Estevie.
Hey, what's up?
How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm excited to be here.
Yes.
I love the setup. So
Our little our like merch show, yeah.
The merch is giving. I also, for S&Ps to the hat that we wish you could have still been wearing.
I know.
The look was being served,
Can I
though.
have
Yeah.
a little moment?
Yeah.
Huge.
Absolutely.
One time for the hat.
Oh, yeah.
This is actually part ASMR podcast.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm removing it from the music category. Yeah. On Spotify.
Better views.
The hat is so icon, like part of your image,
Thank you.
though. When was it introduced?
I actually just like recently started using the hats like this.
Okay.
For the EP Cumbialicious is when it all started. For the artwork specifically. Then after that I was like, all right, this is the look for this EP. Then I like have it everywhere now. But honestly, this shape is kind of hard to find, so I just have to like paint the ones that I have, and like depending on what color outfit I have on, I'll like paint over it, and then so I just have 3, and I just like rotate.
And you just paint over them based on what you're wearing?
Yeah.
That's great.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's work.
Interactive.
Yeah. My mom helps me a lot with my wardrobe, so we just like DIY a lot of the things. Yeah, she's honestly really great, and like we thrift a lot, and
You're allowed to cough.
This is a safe
like,
space.
shit.
Yeah.
Hold that one in, actually.
oh man, I'm sorry.
You're good, girl.
No, you're so good.
Yeah, so like we thrift a lot, and we find like different pieces, and the last fit that we did, we found like the scarf, and then she cut it up into like these like gloves for my LA show.
Ooh.
And then she made me some pants too. She's right there.
Queen, icon.
Your whole family is here today.
Yeah.
Which is so awesome.
Yeah, I love having my family with me everywhere. I just like feel safe and like, I don't know, like comfortable that I have people that I know around me and that I like are gonna look out for me.
Right.
My dad, he helps me with all my music stuff. He's like, that note was off. And I'll be like, all right.
Yeah.
Do you like that sort of like constructive criticism?
I need that, I feel.
Yeah.
Because I'm like a very, I'll be like worried about like how I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I like need someone to be there and like telling me like, that was good, you're doing good, keep it
Give
up.
you
Like,
notes, yeah.
so like he gives me that like little motivation, and just like little things he's always there to like tell me. And then my brother, he's my tour manager, so
Yeah.
Which is incredible.
he's not here today though.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But yeah, he's there, and it's like we've been doing this for the last couple of years, and it's been a really good journey, and I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for them.
Right.
So I'm grateful for that.
Has your family like been in music before, or has everyone just figured out these roles as you've come up in it?
No, like we had no idea how to start or like anything. When I told them that I wanted to sing and like be an artist, they had no clue what to do. But I feel like throughout the years we've been learning little by little like what exactly we have to do, and like also like the people that I've met along the way have also really helped us and guided us towards what we have to do. But yeah, I'm like the first singer, professional singer in my family, because like other family members do sing, but it's never been like they do it as a career.
They've committed to it, right? And it's so funny because I feel like that speaks to what you and I were saying earlier about like, especially I find in particular Hispanic families are so adamant about remaining close-knit.
Yeah.
And like I was talking about how like in my family, like the grandmother lives with the mother who lives with the children, who lives with the grandchildren. And I feel like we don't see that sort of intention in a lot of American families. And so to witness you let that bleed into your professional life, I think is so beautiful. And so do you find, like, do any other artists kind of like look at you crazy that like you're pulling up with like your whole fam
in the minivan?
Yeah, well, I feel like in the Latin music industry, a lot of artists do the same thing. So other Mexican American artists literally do the same. I was so surprised when I like met like Danny Lux, who's also a Mexican American artist, and Eslabon Armado, Ivan Cornejo, like they all have their family with them too, and like pretty much like the same thing I do right now. Like the brother is the tour manager, or like the sister is the tour manager, or like the mom is the manager. It's pretty much the same. I think where it kind of like was like a little weird to the American community I work with, I think they were like, oh, that's different, but they were really supportive about it, and like have been able to work with that too.
That's sweet. I grew up playing music as well, and I was always so like, I think protective of it. I like didn't want my parents to listen to me sing ever, and like even my brother, he would always want to like play guitar for me, and I was like, stop it, don't look at me, like you have to be in the other room. So I'm like, I just think that's so lovely that you have that community with them, and like you're able to, I don't know, feel safe expressing your talent and your career.
I feel really grateful to have my family and like people that are supporting, because I feel like a lot of people don't have that opportunity. Like a lot of times, a lot of artists have to just like go out there by themselves, and I feel like that support has helped me so much. But I do get what you're saying. Like first
the shyness,
like
right?
little stuff. Like I do have that moment where I'm like, I need my space on this, especially that like when it comes to songwriting, I'm like very like I just like doing it by myself. So like I will not let anyone listen to it until it's like really done.
Really?
Like my family and all of them.
Yeah, what is your creative process? Like, do you sort of go into isolation and then present it?
Yes. So I pretty much have to have like some sort of idea. I tend to write better when it's like about something that's not typically supposed to be written about.
I so hear that.
Like, I don't know, I feel like I suck at writing love songs. But like when it's something random, I'll be like, all right, this is fun.
Yeah. So is it lyrics first for you usually? Okay.
Yeah, lyrics first. It's really different each time, but I usually like to start off with like lyrics and chords and like just the guitar, and then like have an idea, and then like take it to the studio, and then start putting in all the instruments and everything. Or sometimes like if someone like has a beat or something cool, or like I'll start producing a beat. I like working that way too, and then start with the lyrics. But yeah, it's different each time, and honestly, songwriting is something that I really enjoy, and like is one of the biggest reasons why I do this.
So speaking of songwriting, if someone were listening to your music for the first time, as we begin our little 3-course meal that we're getting into,
Dun, dun, dun.
What kind of food is it?
Ooh.
You tell me.
Yeah, it's your meal, baby.
It's gotta be Mexican.
Done.
Claro.
Consider it done.
Claro.
So what is the appetizer to a Estevie? What's the first song you'd want someone to listen to get to know your music?
I think it'd be El Paso. I don't know if y'all heard that one yet.
I heard it.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it's easy for whoever's listening. It's a typical cumbia, and it's with Cuco.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about that.
Huge.
How did that come about?
Yeah.
I have been loving Cuco for years.
That's crazy that you got to work with him then.
Yeah.
And he was always like on my top. Like I have a collab list.
Okay.
She said she's manifesting.
Of course, literally all my collabs have happened because of manifesting, just like putting it out there. But he had always been on that list, one of the top collaborators on the list, and I had just like been wanting to work with him for the longest time, and the label connected us too.
I love that.
But I honestly still can't believe that happened. To this day, I'm like, wow, that happened. I really was like crying when we did the music video. I was like, he was doing his performance shot, and I was just staring. I was like, wow, that's really happening.
That's so surreal. for you to have looked up to him as like inspiration, now all of a sudden you're putting a song out like as the lead artist and he's being featured on it.
It's crazy. I feel like this whole last year I've been like accomplishing a lot of my goals, and it's like I always wanted this, but I never really knew how it would feel when it did happen. And like now that it's happening, I feel like, I don't know, it just like feels right. I feel like as an artist, I was like, I've been singing since I was 8, so it's just been a long time of like putting in the work and like being constant with music and everything. So at times there would be like moments where I'd be like, damn, why isn't nothing happening? Why does it feel so slow? But I feel like everything happens for a reason, and everything like the timing which everything happens in. Does that make sense? Yeah. Like it just happened so perfectly. So with Cuco, when we got into the studio session, I was super nervous. But I had just recently come back from tour with Iván Cornejo. I was opening up for him, and one of the cities we stopped in was El Paso, and that's a border town with Mexico, Ciudad Juárez. And I absolutely fell in love with that town. It just like, it's so beautiful. And when we came back, I was just like obsessed with El Paso and just like talking to everyone about it. And I was like, Cuco, have you been to El Paso? He was like, yeah, of course, I love El Paso. And we were just kind of talking about it, and I was like, I definitely want to make a song about it. And so we were like, yeah, let's get to it. When I was in El Paso, I met up with a friend and his parents, and they were pretty much telling me their whole love story. And they inspired the song. But it's kind of crazy because my friend's parents, they met in Ciudad Juárez in Mexico, but the mom lived in El Paso. So she would go visit family who lived in Ciudad Juárez, and that's where she met my friend's dad. And they were just kind of going out here and there. And then one day, his mom invited his dad to go to her house in El Paso for a Thanksgiving dinner. And he was like, all right.
Okay, I can see this going somewhere.
But little did she know that he didn't he couldn't cross over to the US. So what he did, he had to cross illegally. He like swam through the river, and then when he was doing that, a cholo comes up to him and like starts chasing him with a machete.
Wow.
Holy shit.
He got to the dinner, but like he did all that for her.
That's love.
That's love, girl. I'm trying to get a text back.
This deserves a song.
What?
This deserves a song.
Oh,
wow.
Beautiful.
He went back the next day, but he got to the dinner. He was all like soaked and like just like all nasty from the river water.
But he still showed up.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and her parents were like, okay, you can stay the night and you can go back tomorrow because, I mean, we're not going to make you cross the river again.
Yeah.
I told Cuco that whole story, and he was like, all right. He knew exactly what to do. He just got on his phone, and then he was like, I got it. He went into the booth, and he like spilled his whole verse, and I was like, oh my God, that's literally perfect. And yeah, that's how the whole song happened.
I couldn't imagine a more beautiful seed.
Yeah.
Like planting that song. I think it's beautiful that you worked on it with Cuco, especially because I feel like he has done something so important for the Hispanic community when it comes to creating a safe space for like indie music, and for people to see themselves in someone and see their culture in a music genre that didn't really have that space for them. And I feel like you're doing something so important for cumbia music as well. I think, of course, especially with this song, I think you're platforming and mainstreaming cumbia in a way that we haven't seen young artists do. And so I'd love to know, because when I think back to like my relationship with cumbia and even with reggaeton and all of these different genres, I think back a lot to like those Sunday mornings when like your mom would just wake you up with the music and be like, it's time to clean. And it's like Celia Cruz, like just like blasting through the walls. Yeah. I'd love to know who were those artists or what were those songs for you that you kind of grew up nurtured by and that kind of shaped and informed your love for the music now?
Yeah. Like you said, cumbia was always around, like in my house playing, like at parties, literally anywhere. And I honestly never really paid much attention to it. I did sing, like growing up, what I learned singing first was regional mexicano and like cumbia and that whole style. But I put that aside for a little bit and then started like working on pop music. And so I started like developing like these two sides of me that I wasn't really sure what to do, you know, like if I should like do English pop or like regional, or like I was very confused for a very long time. But one night I started just like going back to my old videos. I was on like this reality TV singing show when I was 11, and I hate watching
Casual.
Do tell.
Casual.
I hate watching those videos.
Why?
Stop.
I don't know, like
can you watch yourself sing in general, or is it just like younger you?
Yeah, it's just younger me.
Okay.
I used to do like the Disney like footstep thingy.
But you can see the scope of your musical journey. You're like, she was so young and
I know,
and cringe. I haven't seen the video, but believe me, I have I have videos of myself singing like songs from the Polar Express, like on YouTube.
The Polar Express.
Like my mom has the password to the YouTube channel. I'm like, Mom, take this down.
Love.
So same. I have so many of those videos.
But you went back to videos from this.
Yeah. I was like so bored one day. I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna watch all these, see what's up. And then I came across this one video with Alicia Villarreal. She was a coach on the TV show, and I just like it was a cumbia that she was doing, and I was like, whoa, this is kind of crazy, but like people aren't making this anymore. Why aren't people making more cumbia? And I just like got so obsessed with cumbia. I just like I would like play it all the time, and I remember I went to a party and they had a live cumbia band. And I never want to sing at family parties or anything. I hate it.
And they always try to make you.
But I don't know why. Like, I rather sing for people that I don't know than like people that I do know for some reason.
Yeah.
But that night I was like, I'm gonna sing some cumbia. So I was just like very impressed with the whole band and how it sounded live, and I fell in love with how cumbia made me feel, and like just the accordion, the guido, like all the percussion. I just like fell in love with that, and I was like, this is what I have to do. And at that moment I was independent, so I was literally just making music with my family. Like they were like my only team, and we would make music videos and just like release music independently. And so I made the first song, Canela. That was my first cumbia ever. And when I released that, I feel like things just started to fall into place. Mm-hmm. I started to get a lot of more opportunities, and like people started actually to like look at my project. And so yeah, cumbia just like opened so many doors for me, and I don't know, I felt like I had to do it to like keep that alive, but like in a new way for the new generation.
Right.
And honestly, I love it now.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I love making cumbia, and I never get bored of it really. So yeah, that's kind of how it all started.
That's beautiful.
Do you feel like the pop still kind of leaks into your cumbia sound as well? Like, are there influences from your pop era that are still present?
Yeah, I feel like I use a lot of those influences, like everything I grew up listening to. I feel like you can still hear it in my music. Mm-hmm. Even though it's cumbia, I feel like it still has that twist. Like it still has both of those worlds in it. I feel like for this EP, I was very inspired by like early 2000s pop, like all the female artists, like Britney Spears, Gwen Stefani.
I was gonna bring up Britney Spears in your vocal delivery.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, you can so hear it, and it's like so. Hit me, baby, one more time.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's such a compliment. Yeah, I get inspired a lot by them. Also, like Mariah Carey. Those are my top 3, I think. Fergie.
Fergie.
I just recently found out that Fergie's from Hacienda Heights, where I live, and I was like, "That's so random."
Huge. Yeah,
That is so random.
Shout out to Stacey Ferguson. What a queen. What a legend.
Government name drop.
Because I love her. And I think that it's just so cool to see how you've come back. I think a lot of, especially kids of like cultures that aren't the predominant culture in their specific area, I feel like we can sometimes like feel embarrassed about our, or like reject things, or like when our moms are playing Cumbia in the house, and we're just like, I want to hear Britney Spears. And so I think it's beautiful to kind of like have that full circle reintroduction to it and integrating it into a way where it's modern and it still honors your pop influences. But also like giving this new generation and these people on TikTok a chance to like hear and experience the genre in a way that they wouldn't have. So yeah, I think it's really important.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. I feel like this whole generation is like very accepting of new things, and so I think it's crazy, like the whole movement that's happening with Regional Mexicano. I don't know how much you guys have heard all of like the Regional Mexicano, but it's crazy to see because I think like even like 5 years ago, I feel like that genre wasn't really accepted that well, and I feel like it was dying off a little bit. So it's crazy to see that this new generation like reinvented it in a new way, and I'm happy to be able to like experience that and just seeing how everything is rolling out. I think it's really beautiful.
You are so contributing to it as well.
Oh, thank
So,
you.
Totally.
Yes.
I hope
So if oh my god, I actually forgot the word for entree. I was like, what comes after appetizer? Lunch?
Right. Yeah.
That's all I could think of.
A mint.
So if El Paso was the appetizer, what would you say sort of represents like the meat of what you're doing right now with this EP?
I think it'd be Como Yo.
Están los piropos y todos los planes. Ahora no es lo mismo cuando ella le dices, ella no te quiere como yo.
Why would you feel like that represents it?
I don't know. I feel like this song was very special to make. I worked on it with Ricky Reed, who's like my music mentor, my friend, and my boss.
A man who wears many hats.
Yeah, so I just got the opportunity to work on it with him, and it's I feel like it's different to what I'm used to working on, but I feel like he brought out this side of me, this like vulnerable side of me that I wasn't really aware of, and that's why it was so special. I remember that when we were making it, we were like done with vocals and like we were playing it back, and I started tearing up. And that never happens to me with the song. And I was like, Ricky, do you see what's happening right now? I was like, and he was like, whoa, that's crazy. And we played it again, and then he was like, do you see this? Do you see what's happening? It's happening to me too.
Oh, wow.
And we were like, whoa, that's crazy. Yeah, this is the entree, the meat, for sure. We're like, this is the taquitos de carne asada. That's the moment. That's when we know.
Yeah, can we quickly dive deep into Mexican cuisine for a second?
Absolutely.
Because I need to know like what is your like if this is your last meal. You're going out. It's the last thing you're gonna taste.
You're definitely
yes, exactly.
I'm dying right after.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god.
What's the cuisine?
Hard. I'd say this is so hard. Oh my god.
It's a big one.
I love menudo. It's like soup,
Okay.
but
Hearty.
yeah.
What's in the soup? I grew up in the white suburbs of New Jersey, so
what is menudo?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I grew up in a
don't even know
meatloaf family, so I really
I
I'm
don't know the
savoring
English
this
words
moment
for
here.
this.
That's okay.
Can I show it to you?
Yeah.
Please show it to me, actually.
And also, if you know the Spanish ones, you could say it, and we can kind of like figure it out too. Yeah.
So they have like granos. Madre, ¿qué lleva el menudo? Maíz?
Corn.
Manuel.
I got that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Oh, that
blurred.
looks
that looks
divine.
insane. Yes.
Oh,
For the girls
please,
listening.
thank you.
Yeah,
That looks
I love
great.
that. Or aguachiles, which is like camarón, shrimp, but like with a bunch of spices and chili.
Amazing. Incredible. I just needed to know.
Do you guys like Mexican food?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Are
Yes.
you kidding? 100%. And especially like being in, I'm from Miami, but ever since I've been spending time in LA, like I've been having such access
Yeah.
to like authentic Mexican food. And I just feel like you can, I think above all else, above like the spice, I think you just feel like the love that
Yeah.
is like baked into a Mexican meal.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just appreciate it so much. So yeah.
I love Miami.
I love Miami too, and you have a song called Miami, so I feel like you get it. Yeah, of course. Which Miami, you can get any kind of like Dominican, Cuban, Colombian meal for sure. But
love
I've been
the
really
food over
appreciating
there.
having access to Mexican cuisine. For
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
I definitely feel like the food in LA though is different from like actual
How so?
food in Mexico. I don't know. It's just like the way that they make it. Like the flavor is different. I feel like
Right.
y'all gotta go to Mexico
Right.
for some tacos.
Of course,
Like, they're so
yeah.
different. I don't know.
Yeah.
My favorite tacos are from Mexicali.
Okay, good
Nice.
to know.
So
Noted.
here in LA, I really like Sonora Town.
Okay.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Noted.
Literally, like,
Yeah.
we'll add it to my list. Love it. I was gonna ask, why do you think it made you cry when you guys listened back? Was it like the context of the song, or just like, was it like pride? Was it happy cry, sad cry?
It wasn't really because of the lyrics, even though they are pretty sad. The song talks about like seeing the person that you love with someone else. So it's like the lyrics are, ella no te quiere como yo, ella no te conoce como yo. She doesn't love you like I do. She doesn't know you like I do. So I don't know. I feel like that feeling is like already like, ugh. But I don't know. Like just hearing the whole thing done, I don't know. I just like the chords and the melodies and like everything together just like moved me. I don't know.
Yeah. To be moved by something you wrote too.
Yeah.
That's like a
Yeah.
whole other level of emotional.
Right.
Yeah. That's why I knew that it was special. And yeah, I usually don't like really cry ever.
It couldn't be me. I cry at least once a day.
It's
No
important.
way.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
real, yeah.
We gotta get it out.
Feeler of
Yeah.
feelings.
I hate getting emotional, especially like in front of other people. Hell no.
Wait, what sign are you? I was.
I knew you were gonna
Can you
ask.
guys guess?
I can't. Well, if you don't like to cry, but are you stifling it, or you just don't?
Do you not like to be
I-
vulnerable around others?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I am emotional.
Oh.
Are you a Gemini? Is there Gemini anywhere in there?
Close.
Oh, so is it an air sign?
Yeah.
Are you an
Aquarius?
Aquarius?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too. And I will say, the crying is few and far between, but when it comes out, it comes out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and you can't stop it.
And you can't stop it. You're like, okay, this is like months worth. Like, let's get this out now.
That's
before I let it dry.
scarier for me than just like crying a little bit every day.
I would rather express it. Like, I'd rather push it out once a day, but it doesn't really come out.
Yeah. People get concerned about me. They're like, you cry a lot. I'm like, no, this is just how I let it out. And then like, I'm fine for the rest of the day. It's
Yeah.
like, check that off my to-do
Right,
list.
yeah. And I'm
I
sure you're
love
pouring it
that.
into your music, you know, so
Yeah.
I think it's it's
Yeah.
different.
Yeah, that's true. I do get like all of those feelings out with my music and like songwriting. I'm like, what happened today? Yeah.
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 New banger.
Period.
Awesome.
Yeah. What are you?
I'm a Leo.
Our opposites.
Yeah.
I love that. I know.
But sister signs.
Sister signs, exactly. And
Yeah.
that's why I appreciate it. Because I feel like you're able to, relate to your emotion in a way that I can observe and
balances
learn
each
from.
other out.
Yes.
Yes.
Love that. Love that. I
Okay.
like the match you guys made.
Mm-hmm. Queen.
We do our thing.
Compliment each other. Yeah, very well.
So if we have our first two courses, what would be like the cherry on top? It could be maybe a track that inspires your artistry, or like a cover that you do in your live shows, or a song that you'd want people to listen to of yours.
The flan of your cara.
Yeah.
I'm like between two songs.
Okay.
One, because it's one of the songs is literally about desserts.
Oh, that's perfect.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
So shit. I'm sorry.
No, you're allowed to
You're
curse.
good.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Oh,
Okay.
for sure.
So I don't know if I should pick that one or this other one that's like about
do
a creepy
both.
monster. Which one do you guys? Which one do you guys
Ooh.
want?
I want to hear about both of them.
Yeah.
Because
Totally.
I'm selfish and greedy. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll start with Chuchuluco.
Quiero mi chucho loco, si no me lo coco, mi chicle Lulu, sabor amor azul.
It's about postre and candy and like, just like, I wrote it because I have the biggest sweet tooth, and one time I was on a little sugar diet where I was eating no processed sugar, like I don't know, just like junk food and all that for 2 weeks. I was doing
Wow.
like a little challenge,
Wow.
and I was going crazy.
You're so brave.
I bet.
Yeah.
I was literally going crazy.
Of course.
So
I
you
would've
wrote
lost
a
my
song
about
marbles.
sweets?
That's literally me.
I gotta keep my mind off it, so I started writing, and I was like, what did I write about? What's happening in my life right now? All right. And so I was just like, it's just about, it's like a song about like all the things that I wanted to eat in that moment.
I love
Incredible.
that. That's so, yeah. I feel seen by that.
Yeah. If I don't
I'm
have
like
a little ice cream a day,
If I don't have a little sweet treat
Yeah.
after every
Right?
meal, I'm not who I should
because
be.
I deserve it.
'Cause
Okay,
deserve
good.
it,
I
'cause
thought I was
earned
the
it.
only one.
Yeah. Girl, no. I am so much
No.
more sweet than savory. Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what that song is about. And that's what I mean, like when I say like I'm good at writing about random things. That's like
Yeah.
Like a
One
song
of the
needed to be written about
Right?
that.
I was just thinking that. Yeah.
right. So that's Chuchuluco, if y'all want to go listen to that one. And then there's La Cumbia del Cucuy, which is like it's about a Latin American folktale.
En el cucuy, buscando chullarte juguy. Y si no encuentras chulla, carapapuy en el cucuy.
La cumbia del cucuy.
Like a legendary folktale about El Cucuy, who's pretty much like the boogeyman, who comes at night and takes children who misbehave, and then he goes and eats them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
A
Nice.
sweet and tender story. Yeah.
Right?
Great.
Yeah, so the song is a little bit creepy.
Cool.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Y'all are gonna hear it right now. That's like
Yes.
one of my favorite songs
For
to perform.
spooky season. I love
Yeah.
it. Yes. Hello. I love
I
that.
released it last October.
Okay.
So it's almost gonna be the anniversary. But yeah, literally for spooky season, it's the perfect song, the perfect cumbia for Halloween.
This is awesome.
Yeah, I don't know why I wanted to write about that, to be honest, but it just came.
Well, I think also
Um,
like folklore is at the core of Hispanic culture as
Yeah.
well. Like I feel like there's always like stories that like our families are telling us
Yeah.
to like that will guide us through life. But like especially as kids, like these stories of like boogeyman or just like it always it's at the center of our culture.
Yeah.
I feel so it makes sense that you would make a song about it. I think it's so
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
And well, I don't know if you ever heard like the phrase like "Vete a dormir, si no va a venir el cucuy te va a comer."
And you're like, well, girl, let me go ahead and go to bed before he come and eat me. That's so inconvenient. Yeah.
Like that's what our parents and grandparents would tell us. And I've like if you're Hispanic, you've probably heard that at some point in your childhood.
That's great.
what a way to do it.
What a way to Write a
So
creepy song
I
about it.
just had to like traumatize the little kids real quick.
Yeah, that's real.
Perfect.
Yeah. So I'm excited to hear you perform it. I feel like
Yeah.
it's like the perfect season for it. And also just I think with, Latin Heritage Month, the fact that you're kind of at the intersection of both of those is so, like I said, important for this next generation, for even I think little you. And it's something, because we're talking about how you obviously get compared a lot to Selena. And I think that I'm realizing that you are carrying her sweetness. Like, I think she just approached music with such an open heart in the way that you do too. Like, you're like, I'm not here to do anything except for write about sweet treats and like, whatever.
Like, it's actually not that deep.
Yeah. But I am curious to know if that comparison, how does that land for you? Like, do you ever feel like it's a lot to carry, or do you see it in yourself?
I mean, I honestly feel honored. I mean, to be compared to a legend is like, what the heck? I think what we have in common is our love for cumbia, and I think she would have loved that, like to see what's happening with cumbia right now, and to see that it's like still going on, and like people still listen to her, and like I want her memory to like still be there. I don't ever want to like come and like take over and like, oh, she's the new cumbia queen, like. I don't want to do that.
You're a different cumbia queen.
100%. Yeah, you definitely are paying respect and homage while still also like modernizing it and doing it in your tone and in your voice. But while paying respect to the fact that like she is in a lot of ways passing the baton, and it's dope to not only see cumbia be revived, but to be revived and led by women and honest, fully authentic women for sure.
Yeah.
That was so sweet.
Comes from the heart, darling. Yes.
I love that.
My final closing question for you. Obviously, you are one to watch. We're watching you. We're going to be watching you tonight when you perform at our showcase. So excited. I want to know who your ones to watch are. Do you have any artists that we should be checking out?
Ooh, I really love and support Tropa Mágica. I love them. I don't know if you guys have heard.
I haven't.
They're a cumbia like punk rock band.
Dope. Yeah.
They're really amazing. Their shows live are incredible. So I'd say them. And I think just like my peers, Eslabon Armado, Danny Lux, I'm always supporting them, and I just hope they keep growing and just like goes amazing for them. So if you don't listen to them, y'all should get on it.
You will now.
You do now.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thank you guys. You guys are so sweet and so nice to talk to.
I feel so comfortable. Like, your voice is great for ASMR. I like could take a nap now. But thank you.
Next time we got to do some ASMR.
That's so real.
We will.
All right.
Well, thank you again.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jazz.
Thank you.
All right, this was Ones to Watch Chef's Choice. Thanks. Listen to Estevie.
Bye.